On today's episode of Identity, founder of Reel Gardening Claire Reid pops by for coffee. We hang out with members of the Bokamoso Youth Center in Limpopo. What's Appening features the review of a spelling app and a Christian film. And we wrap up the show with a track from Strava.
I am an individual with an imagination. My inner faith illuminates innovations. In a space with infinite inspiration, I was born free from all incarceration. Incredible, living infallibly, intelligent, outshine with my inner being. This is me, impeccable as ever been. I am you, you are me. This is my identity.
Bantwane, inkosi ngokubukela inkqubo yenkolo ezahlukeneyo eyolutsha encedeni niqala iveki yenu ngendlela eqaqambileyo. Nibukela i-Identity, ndingumsasazi wenu uViwe Gxwala. I hope you're ready for 30 minutes of the best in spiritual edutainment. All you have to do is settle down and enjoy what we have in store for you this beautiful morning. For starters, let's meet today's coffee shop guest. I have to be honest, when I hear the word gardening, I imagine spending hours in the sun while trying to decipher instructions on the back of a seedling packet that, although written in simple English, proves to be a little difficult to understand. If you've ever unsuccessfully tried to start your own veggie garden, then I'm sure you can relate. Thankfully, the young woman joining me for coffee today has made it her life's mission to simplify the gardening process for the average South African. Claire Reid is the founder of Reel Gardening, a simple and cost-effective way for people to grow vegetables, herbs and flowers from seeds. Having patented this unique innovation at the age of 16, Claire's gone on to receive local and global recognition, and she's hanging out in our coffee shop this morning. Claire, welcome to Identity.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. Please tell us about your upbringing in childhood. What was it like?
I had a really standard South African upbringing. I grew up in the northern suburbs of Johannesburg. I went to an all-girls school. I'm one of 5 children, so big Irish family. And I had to do chores around the house, and I had to earn my pocket money in those kind of ways. And there was many things I did along my journey. I used to make greeting cards and sell those to neighbors. I at one point stenciled people's house numbers on their black wheelie bins and to make extra pocket money. But when my dad said to me I could grow vegetables, and him and my mom would buy the vegetables from me, and that's how I would get additional pocket money, I thought that sounded like something that would be really, really easy.
Claire, how was spirituality introduced in your life, and what significance does it have in your life right now?
It's always been part of our lives growing up, and I think into later years my spirituality is more about meditation and yoga and mindfulness and being present, more than going to church every Sunday. I think I've grown in that way, and it's very much about being mindful and connected to people and being connected to the earth and being connected to the ecosystem we're in, and that's where I find my spirituality is really in understanding that we're all connected to something bigger.
I see that we've got some products here. Please break down to us in detail what Reel Gardening is. What does it entail?
Perfect. So Reel Gardening, if you look at it here, this is a garden in a box. So why this is because I only had 2 square meters to plant. Most people only have 2 square meters. That's like the size of a front door. So I wanted a garden that would plant 2 square meters. So that's what this is. So this has got 5 different vegetables in it. And then when you open it up,
it's got those strips in it.
Yeah,
as well.
So this is the product. So the seeds, if we look here, this is beetroot. The seeds are already inside here at the correct distance apart with all the organic nutrients the plant needs. So to plant it, all you need to do is put it in the ground with the colored area visible above the soil, like this, and then you just need to add water.
Gardening tips 101.
Exactly.
Okay. It's quite simple and
really,
easy.
really simple.
Claire, what are some of the benefits that you've witnessed people get out of using the Reel Gardening strip?
So I mean, the most logical benefit to begin with is that it saves a lot of water. So you're not having to water a whole square meter area, you're able to water exactly where the seed is. So you can save up to 80% in water consumption. birds can't eat the seeds out the soil, and your plants come up exactly where they say they will, so you can tell the difference between what you've planted and what's a weed. So I think those are very logical benefits to this product, but I think the greater benefit is that we've seen children just get so excited about the possibility of putting water on a piece of paper and food is going to come out of it. And it's very tactile. The minute you put this into a child's hand, they want to put it in the ground, they want to go back and water, they want to witness the miracle that is growing from a seed. And in that they learn a whole lot of other valuable life skills about responsibility, about patience, about dealing with failure.
And not only can we attribute life skills to gardening, especially when it comes to real gardening, the nutritional aspect is important as well. So please let's talk about the nutritional aspect of real gardening.
We need to make fruit and vegetables more accessible. We need children to understand that needs to be on their plate from a micronutrient point of view, otherwise we're not going to have healthy bodies and healthy brains. And the reality is the vegetable prices are they're skyrocketing at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, they've nearly doubled within 1 month from December to January, and a large attribute was because of the drought we've been going through, but we're going to see that compound effect go through into many years to come. So I think people need to connect with their food again, they need to connect with the soil, and they need to understand that the best form of micronutrients that are going to get into their body is through fresh fruit and vegetables, and it doesn't have to be aspirational. Eating healthy and organic is, it's expensive if you have to go to a supermarket and buy those vegetables, but if you're able to cultivate the soil in your backyard and whatever space you have available, you can grow in an old shopping bag or a tire, but really just to nurture a seed, to witness that growth, and then to actually eat the produce that comes off it.
Let's speak about Garden in a Box. Please tell me about the initiative.
So we've got, our product gets packed in a box. The one I showed you here was 2 square meters, but our biggest joy comes from when we're able to put larger gardens in schools and communities.
Right.
And so we pack what we call a 200 square meter garden in a box. So that's enough to feed 50 people. And we go into schools and communities around South Africa, and we teach the children or the parents or the community workers or the caregivers to be able to grow, and then they go through the whole entire planting process with our trainer. We've got accredited real gardening trainers nationwide, and we really just it's a journey that we take the school and the community on that ends up in many meals and replanting and sustainable growth.
What are some of the challenges that you face, and how do you overcome them using the spiritual principles that you spoke about?
The biggest struggle for any entrepreneur or small business owner is just getting that first yes, that first will back you. And I've learned a lot along the way that many of the no's have led to other opportunities, and that I need to be incredibly aware of sometimes a no is not to hurt me, it's to direct me in a better place. And there's a saying that I really do live by, and it's the universe conspires in my favor. And that has been true to my journey over the last 6 years, is that every single amazing opportunity we've had has been as a direct result of me being very aware of how I'm being redirected through a greater being.
So Claire, you like to be redirected, yes. And right now I'm redirecting you into our fun word game. So we always play this game right here on Identity, and it's a game called One Word. All right, and you need to answer in one word. Okay. All right. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So give me one word that best describes your mood in the morning.
Oh, I'm not okay. One word. Grumpy.
Grumpy. That best describes your music taste.
Folk.
That could sum up your fashion sense.
Mismatched.
That best describes a dentist appointment for you.
Oh, happy.
That best describes your son.
Sunshine.
That best describes you.
Complex.
Claire, thank you so much for coming on to Identity, and thank you so much for inspiring the youth in such a positive way.
Thank you for having me.
Simthulela umnqwazi uClaire ngokuqhubeka ngokongeza ukusombulula eyona ngxaki enkulu nge-Reel Gardening Strip. Kwaye simnqwenela ukuhle njengoba eqhubeka ukutyala utshintsho empilweni kwabantu abamngqongileyo. While we go for a short ad break, Let me get a few garden tips from Claire. When we come back, we take a short left to Dennilton in Limpopo for this week's regional story. And be sure not to miss our media review segment, which features an app that will put your spelling skill to the test, and a Christian-based movie. See you in a moment.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Welcome back. You're still watching Identity with me, Viwe Gxwala, right here on SABC 1 Mzansians. Thank you for staying tuned. The Identity team prides itself on bringing you stories that showcase the beautiful faiths, religions, and cultural practices that make up our rainbow nation. Recently, we took a short left to Ntwane Village in Dennilton, Limpopo. While there, we spent a day with members of the Bokamoso Youth Development program as they showcase some of the aspects that make up the Bantwane culture. Take a look at this eye-opening story.
This is my identity.
Walwa ke magokobya na selemo sa bompedi a marekwa ka kgomo khulana sethole ke motho a ba mothula magofu o ba reng ga shwe ke le mothula ke ntebele ke motho a ba modia mmasenyana ba ganne go ya se ya ntlo khale he wena mogatsa mmolana re etona
Bokamoso e thomile last year re be re lebeletse community arena because of right development but ra lemoga gore youth ke yona e kang go develop a community. Youth ke yona e leng gore e ka tsa youth e leng gore e timetse ka mogare ga malapa goba e tswile ile go strateng ra ibutsa rena as well as re le youth se hlotseng gore rena re thome this organization group e ya Bokamoso Youth Development ke ka lebaka la gore re ra kopana re le baswa ra bontshisana ka lebaka la gore baswa ba kopana le mathata a mantši ba kopana le ditlhoko tse dintši mo maphelong a bona baswa ba kopana le diemo tse e leng gore ba palela ke go emelana le tsona re ra kopana rena re le baswa gore ke motshameko o e leng gore rena re ka o tshameka as well as re le baswa go mo wa re thabisa re ra gopola gore ka ba kiba because of ke yona re boneng e thabisa batswadi ba rena ga bana ba ibile so ra thoma ra tla ira giba and ra forma le Bokamoso Youth Development ke yona e leng gore e re thega thata gore re kgone go tsweletsa digiba pele giba gore re rile ka lebaka la gore batho ba bagolo ba ba golang ka mogara tšhaba sa rena ba gore ga ba tlhokofala le setso sa rena so bona ba bone gore ba rute rena gomme rena re kgona re ruta ba bang gomme re ba setlhopha gore ba itse setso ba itse kiba bana ba bantši ba rata gore ba bine kiba but ba conquera ke fear but rena ra boa ra ba hlohleletsa gape gore empe ba tle mo go rena gobane ba tla ba kgone go tlo bina kiba ye ge rena re bina kiba bana ba bantši ba le kgatlhego gore e ba ntho e leng gore ba e rata because of bana ba bantši ba tlwaetse mmino o mongwe wa batho ba bang e se go kiba but is the more re bina kiba is the more batho mo go kgatlhegela ke kiba ka lebaka la gore ga ya tlala le lefatshe e tletse fa Ntwane.
Go ka utlwela ge ba bina go fela go kena direto tse go utlwela di bontsha gore le bomang le tswa kae probably ka be le ya kae o tla utlwa ga ba reta ba re batho ba tswang modimong le a mangwe a thaba le ba ka thaba go loketswile tlhogo mmino ka moka o tla go ba le direto tsa sekwena fele go ba direto tse di nang le history ka mogare gore o ikitse gore o kwena mang o tswa o le kae
go bohlokwa go ruta bana ka setso sa Sentwane ka lebaka la gore bana ba e leng gore ga ba rute setso sa bona ke bana ba e leng gore ba tsuba dinyaope ko strateng ba dira crime ba tshwara batho dipoo naga ga e hloka boroko ka lebaka la bana ba e leng gore ga ba rutiwe setso but rena re rutile bana ba moga bo rena Sentwane as well as ke le moswa gore bana ba moga bo rena mo batla ba itse setso sa bona because of setso ka mogare ga sona go na le respect go na le tlhompho ka mogare ga setso ya no re ba bontsha setso sa ga borena gore ba go leka sona gore lefatshe ka moka le tle le kgone go ba le respect ka lebaka la setso sa rena Bantwane
bohlokwa bogolo es Bokamoso gore re preserve culture ya Ntwane gore ka ntle le gore o itse o tswa kae o ka se itse go yang go teng so tsela gore o kgone re se pele ga bilo sentse gore o nyake gore e tswa kae then direction ya gore ya kae o tlo kgone go kira gapila fela ka lebaka la gore culture go le mo Africa a ke tshepe go na le motho le gore o hloka gore gore ga ana culture motho mang le mang na culture, and then the culture ke foundation ya motho mo le mo gore a khone itse gore bophelo ba ka bo revolve around eng. So go bohlokwa gore culture re itse and ebile re rate ba se senore ba tlhotleletse gore ba rate se ga bo bona ba se apare ka go ikgantsha le go tia gore nna ke Montwane ke apere se Ntwane.
Go bohlokwa gore o itse culture ya gago o sa le monnyane o sentsane o le youth. O itse go tswang, o itse le go yang, o itse route ya gago, o itse ka mokgwa le aparang ka teng ka segaeno le dikoma tsa lena o di itse ka moka ga tsona.
Ke rata gore di organizations tsa go tshwana le Bokamoso ba rute bana ba community rena ya Ntwane ka setso sa bona le gore ba ikgantshe ka sona ba tswele pele ka go se embrace not only mo Ntwane le go gongwe go ba ilege ba itswa ba ye mafatsheng a mang ba sa apare.
Re ikgantshe ka segaga ba rena ke ka lebaka la gore ba bang ba go tswa mošola mawatle goba ba bang ba ileng gore ga se Bantwane ba dikgantsha ka segaga bo bona ene ba para diaparo tsa bona tsa segaga bo bona but rena re dira bona gore as well as re le Bantwane re tshwanetse re le rena re apare segaga ba rena gomme re thete ka sona ka lebaka la gore ke segaga ba rena se ileng rena re a se rata.
Molaetsa o ke nang le ona go ba soka moka ba Bantwane ke gore a re tieng re tshwaraneng ka lebaka la gore ge re le ngata ga gona motho a ka re robang a re beng ngata entong ra ke se ga borena re se rate gomme re kwishishe bohlokwa ba gore ge batho ba le ka moka ba ga selo se ntong se tlo fela ebile sa ratega sa kgale.
Go bohlokwa thata gore re understande setso sa ga borena ke le ka bona gore embe nna ke understand setso sa ga borena le group ya rena ya Bokamoso ka lebaka la gore go sa ikitse ga o itse go yang go teng go ikitse but o itse go yang go teng motho o tshwanetse gore a ikitse gore rena o tswa go kae kapa kae mo tsamang mo teng o bo itse gore rena mohlobo mang o itse se ga yena mo tsamang mo teng so ke lebaka le le re le file matla gore rena re itse se ga borena.
This is my identity.
South Africa is really a melting pot of diversity and originality, and we thank the members of the Bokamoso Youth Development Program for allowing us into their space and giving us a glimpse into the practices of the Bantwane people. Nani ngabelana nathi ngamabali enu nababukeli be-Identity. Thumelani email enzulu ku identitytvshow@gmail.com. Kwazibani, nani ngafumani ithuba lokuphuhlisa ababukeli beMzansi for sure kwisiqendi sethu samabali. Let's take one more short break. When we come back, we jump straight into our media review segment. Today we're reviewing a handy spelling app and a movie about friendship and faith. We'll be right back.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Welcome back to Identity right here on SABC1 Mzansi for sure. I'm Viwe Gxwala. Umqambi uClaire Reid usincede siqala inkqubo ngendlela eyakhanayo ngamacebo okulima. Sayogoba eLimpopo ukuyofunda ngosiko labantwana nolutsha lobukamuso. Ngoku lixesha lokubona ezibonwayo nanku what's happening. It's been said that learning never ends, and the Identity team agrees. Today we're reviewing an app to help you up your spelling skills and learn new words while having fun at the same time. It's called SpellGrid. The SpellGrid app is a fun and challenging game that helps improve your day-to-day vocabulary. The homepage is designed in a simple way and offers 3 game modes to choose from. The SpellGrid option gives you a 3x3 grid. Find words made up of 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 letters. The longer the word, the more points you collect. Collect 25 points to unlock the clues option, which you can access by clicking on the light bulb next to the grid. Perhaps you want something more challenging? Then select the spell and fill game mode for a 5x5 grid. Here, you have to find as many letters as you can, but there's a catch. Every used letter disappears and is replaced with a new one. Switch things up by making your own grid. Select the Grid Factory option and click on the Add Grid tab. Add your 9 letters, then click on the Analyze Grid option for the app to tell you how many words may be found using your new grid. Once that's done, save your grid and play on. The app offers a dictionary option with a definition of each word. You can also choose to save your game and continue later. Once you end or save your game, the app lists the number of words found, your grid score, the total score, and the number of clues available. Improve your spelling skills and expand your vocabulary with the help of the Spell Grid app.
Kwisiqendu sethu esilandelayo ngumboniso bhanyabhanya ebonisa amaxesha anzima ahlukeneyo wamanenekazi amahlanu obonisa ukuba bahlala njani ethembeni xa kunzima. Ibizwa Only God Can.
Every year my college sorority has a reunion. When I try to talk about my faith, it's like, well, they just make fun of me.
I don't think God expects you to go anywhere where you don't fit in.
You love Pastor Hot Rocks. You love
Only God Can is a Christian-based movie that is centered on 5 women who have been friends since college and have regular reunions to catch up and bond with each other. As life would have it, they have each taken different paths, and the film explores each character's story to understand their journey and persona. When tragedy strikes, the women are forced to put their faith to the test.
I can't do anything without it.
I need you. I need you too. I'm really tired of trying to figure it out on my own. I know that there has to be a better way, but I don't know if...
This compelling tearjerker takes the viewer on a journey through the eyes of these 5 friends and tackles many relatable issues. Starring Donna DeErico, Lisa Sheridan and Greg Evergan amongst others, Only God Can is a beautiful story of faith and friendship.
Before we wrap up today's show, here's a quick reminder that this Tuesday, the 9th of August, South Africa commemorates National Women's Day. On this day in 1956, led by stalwarts such as Lillian Ngoyi, Rahima Musa and Helen Joseph, more than 20,000 women of all races marched to the Union buildings in Pretoria in protest against past laws that restricted the movement of women in urban areas. The trailblazing women of 1956 paved the way for us to experience the privileges that we now do. May the Women's Day celebrations always remind us of the sacrifices our predecessors made for us, and we wish women all over the country a peaceful and blessed Women's Day. We've come to the end of another episode of Identity. Stay connected with us via cyberspace by searching for Identity TV Show on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram. You can also drop us an email via identitytvshow@gmail.com. Namhlanje sivala ngengoma kaSjava ovela eKZN. Yingoma ebizwa Ekseni. Kum uViwe Gxwala leqela le-Identity, sanibona ngeveki elandelayo. Salani kakuhle.